We're asking permission from our Shaykh, inshallah, to say something that is going to give us benefit year and year after. This tariqat is based on association. The sohbat, the association, will make the murids, the seekers, the believers, to be able to understand, to think, and to understand, and to apply. Not just by himself, but to look to see, how does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants me to think? How does the Prophet want me to think? How does my Shaykh, which is the Rahban, the key to them, how do they want me to think? How do they want me to put it into my life? Because when it comes to thinking, everyone thinks they're thinking. But you're thinking in a different way. This person thinks with his anger. This person thinks with his dunya. This person thinks with conflict. This person thinks with a habit that he never finished when he was 17 years old, let's say. But once you start sitting in sohbat, then you start to see things differently, because the Shaykh is taking from the Holy Ones, taking from the Holy Prophet, and making us to have a window to see things and to think things the way that they are thinking. Of course, we're not saying that we want to think like the Prophet, but we can never reach to that level. We don't want to. But at least they're Allah, they're giving us a slight taste of their oceans. That is important, because then we start losing our attraction to this world. We start losing the attraction to this world. We fast. If you tie up a dog and you don't give him food or water, you may say he's fasting too, but it is not the same. The young man fast is different. The old man who is finished with his attractions and his dunya, he fasts, it is different. The fast of the righteous people, they are different. And the fast of the awliya Allah, they are different. The fast of the prophets, they are different. So now, how do we want to fast? It depends on which Jamaat you belong to. If you belong to the Jamaat of people who are running after the ego, then you fast from the people of dunya, people of ego. How do they fast? They fast just like animals. No food, no drink, no other activities, they consider that to be fasting. But everything that is outside that we do, that is the external form of Islam, it is just a sign for the inside. So fasting, you stay away from animal activities, meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us that we are not animals. We have those animal activities just to keep us busy, occupied, because we're living in this asfala safilin. But if we want to return to Him, the animal characteristics cannot return to Him. It is a spirit that must return to Him. In reality also, fasting is not torturing yourself. Fasting, it is making your physical characteristics to become even more strong, more healthy, more powerful. It doesn't make you weak. Although it looks as if externally, again, you don't eat and you don't drink for 7 months, and you're just weak, but in reality, internally, physically, your body is becoming more strong than ever. It took, of course, Western technology and science 1,300 years to figure this out. Now it become a trend. Everyone's fasting. What do they call it? Intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting. Or this fasting, or that fasting. Something they say we fast. Even water, we don't even drink. Whereas when we grew up for over 1,000 years, they say, well, you're fasting? You cannot even drink water? It's so shocking to them. But they forgot also, because Christians for over 1,000 years, they also fasted. both the Orthodox and the Catholics, they fast so much also that they leave their tradition. So once they forgot their tradition, they're wondering why, hey, you're still stuck with your tradition? What are you doing with your tradition? What are you doing in your tradition? But whatever Allah sends to the nation, there is a benefit. And the benefit of the fasting, now they have yet, maybe if Allah gives them time, it's going to take them another 1,000 years to figure out the spiritual benefit of fasting. Now they just figure out the physical benefit of fasting. So animal characteristics. Your physical body becomes more strong with fasting. It means with fasting, your spiritual body must become more strong. What makes then your spirituality, what makes it to become weak? What makes it to become weak? We know the body becomes weak through what? Not because you don't eat or drink. It becomes weak when you drink too much and you eat too much. When you eat and drink any time that you want to eat or drink, not the way that the body that is designed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, this time you eat, this time you don't eat. So now, the spirit now, it becomes weak. How it becomes weak? What is it that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this spirit that is the most powerful thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created? Allah is giving the power of that to the spirit of the mankind. It is so powerful that it's making everything in creation to bow down to that spirit. Don't think everything in creation bow down to the form of Adam alayhi salam. They bow down to that spirit. They understand this is coming a breath, one breath from Allah. That's why Shaitan made that mistake and say, well, we have to bow down to this. It's just a physical man. It's made from meat and bones and from clay. So this spirit now. But this spirit, the most powerful thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created, is put into this world where it becomes weak. It is tied up in every way. The spirit is tied up. How do you make the spirit free now? When you look at the things that ties up the spirit, and you untie the spirit, that time it becomes strong. So now we come to fasting. What makes you to become more animal, and what makes you to become more spiritual? What are the characteristics of an animal? Okay, leave the eating and drinking and other things, that's one thing. What are the other characteristics of an animal? In reality, everything that the animal does also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is programmed and is perfect. But when mankind becomes an animal, that time, not even the animals will be happy to say that he's part of us. Even the animals are going to say, you are lower than us, you don't belong to us. As we read, we entered into the month of Rajab, Sha'ban and Ramazan, which we are encouraged to fast. No? Alhamdulillah, that our Shaykh is holding it pretty strongly. We're trying as we can, Monday, Thursday, holy days, holy nights. Some, I know they've been fasting every day. But that fasting also is to make us see, okay, holy months are coming. There are certain things that we're doing that are bad. It's no good for the spirit. Now we must put some breaks there. We must watch. I must do less of this, less of this, less of this. If I do the wrong things like this, then I must worship more, I must ask for forgiveness more, I must run to fix this. You already put yourself in that frame of mind. In the first month of Rajab, in the second month of Sha'ban. Now you enter into Ramazan, it should be easier now, what you're doing. What are the characteristics? Now fasting, you say, how do you fast like this means? Look at the animal characteristics. Fast from that. That individually you must know. For one person is saying, my animal characteristic, I have that characteristic of a pig. I love to eat and I like to sleep all the time and just make dirty. Then holy months coming, you say, I have to have less of them. Because with the holy months comes the rahmat and the barakat and the support, and you find it much easier now to fast. Not just Ramazan, but in the month of Rajab, much easier to fast, much easier to do amals, much easier to do ibadat, much easier to do things because the holy days and nights, they're falling into these 3 months. And there are certain things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made forbidden in this month, and not only in this world, but in thousands of worlds that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has. He has made forbidden so many things. One of them is fighting. Don't fight. Don't fight. So pull yourself back. Now as we read, what are your animal characteristics? You look to that, you're starting to slow down. When it comes to Ramazan time now, you are going to turn the dial up to things that you can do. What are the things that you can do? You can run to make more hizmat, you turn it up. You can run to make more zikr, you turn it up. You can run to pull yourself back, to be quiet a little bit, because you know I'm busy with Malayani. I can do that. That is much easier for me to do. And I can make my ego now to go to sleep when I'm doing that. Rather than to be busy doing something else that you are going to make your ego to become more powerful. You look to that kind of fasting. For some, they are nasty. They just fight with everyone, talk. First, you must know, again, the animal characteristic. You look to that. Some, they are biting, attacking. They are like a saudran, attacking dog. So you're going to say, I'm not going to attack, I'm going to be very nice, I'm going to be very calm. You're not going to know all of this unless you attend sohbat regularly, unless you're in the sohbat of the shaykh, and unless the shaykh is then putting a mirror to you and training you. This is not something that is theory. There's some people, they say, I can have a worksheet, I can say, I'm fasted from my anger for 40 days, I put one big fat tick there. I fasted from arrogance, I put another tick there. What are you going to do? Get a gold star, put it in your head? There's foolishness. Everything is coming in different tricks and traps. You finish from one level, the ego will attack you from another level. You finish from that level, the ego is going to attack. The point of having a guide is the guide is going to tell you, now you come to a certain stage. Now be careful, because the rules of engagement, the ego is attacking you different. Watch that. You cannot say like some people, they say, I already achieved a certain age. You cannot talk to me like that. Nobody ever says that to a doctor. Nobody ever goes to a doctor and says, how can you say I'm sick? I'm 70 years old. How can you say I have sugar? How do you say sugar? Diabetes. You're accusing me of eating too much. Nobody says that. They trust the doctor. No, the doctor says you're 70 years old. If you continue eating the sugar like this, you have to cut off your leg, this. Sometimes it's very bad. You have to do that diabetes. Nobody fights with the doctor and says, how can you talk to me like that? How can you put my izzat low like that? Nobody, right? But nobody believes in tariqat. No matter how much they say they love Allah, they love the Prophet and everything. Because now with tariqat, it is fixing this evil sicknesses that is inside of you, no matter how young or old, man or woman that you are. And the doctor, the shaykh is going to say, you're going to fix this. If you don't take care of this before you die, you're going to have very big trouble in the grave. So our Jamaat, our tariqat, our Jamaat especially, why we say you have to be very aware of yourself. You have to be very awake to yourself. You have to be very sincere to yourself to know, I'm like this. Why am I like this? I'm like that. Why am I like that? I'm seeing myself like this. Others are seeing myself like this. And you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you really look. Somebody is saying something and you look, you examine. Then that's a time when it comes to Ramazan time, when you're fasting. In some ways, it's very easy. Because you know all those wrong characteristics are there. All you have to do is to pull back. You have to pull back Sometimes you just have to smile. Sometimes you just have to rest. Sometimes you just have to not engage in anything. So that the power that is from your ego to your nafs, to your emotions and everything, it is cut off. You understand? We must take one step further. Yes. People are running, you're doing things, you're fixing things, you're cleaning things. But understand that is also just a sign also of what you must do inside. If you're running, you're fixing things, or you're doing things, but you have no control over simple things. You have no control over what you say. You have no control. Someone touch you a little bit, and you're jumping up and down. Someone touch you a little bit over there, and you're ready to kill the whole world. Then you say, this is a problem. You have to pull back, and you have to stop yourself from becoming too busy in the world. So, you watch. Brother Murid, is this something that we are just saying in Ramazan you're supposed to look at? No. You're supposed to look at this, not in Ramazan. You're supposed to do this in every month, in every week, in every day. But especially in Ramazan, because it comes with such heavy blessings, it is much easier for you to do that. Much easier. So take this opportunity. The first 10 days of Ramazan is what? Mercy. Second 10 days? Last 10 days? The freedom from fire. Mercy, forgiveness, freedom from the fire. Forgiveness, mercy, freedom from the fire. However that you look at it, man is only asking for forgiveness when he knows by himself the wrong that he has done. He's not making any excuse. That time the mercy of Allah can come, only then he's going to be free from the fire that he makes to himself. If the man is not sincere, he doesn't know that he's making the own fire, Allah can send the mercy, but the fire that he's making for himself is not going to allow anything to enter. Mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Good. Sit and think a little bit. How Allah is merciful and how I am being a tyrant to myself. So watch yourself every day. Watch who you talk to, how you talk to them. Watch what you say, especially being here. Watch how you say. I see so many people, whether they are Muslims or they're Murids or they live in Dargah, they're so nice and so friendly to people outside of the Dargah, unbelievers. But when it comes to people living in the Dargah, they have the lowest opinion of them. What is this? How is this happening? Your ego tricked you again. So, watch ourselves, inshallah, as our Shaykh is teaching us to do. If you're not doing that, like I said before, if you're not fixing yourself, how you can even come close to Hazrat Mahdi alayhi salam? You cannot. If you don't come close to Mahdi alayhi salam, if you're going to be very far away from him, you're going to be close to Dajjal. And Dajjal will give you whatever you desire. Whatever you want, whatever you desire, Dajjal is bringing to you. Mahdi alayhi salam is bringing the Shariatullah. Meaning what? Is bringing the Shariat to the people who can carry the Shariat and who can bring the Shariat to others. Who are the people who can do that? Only the people of Tariqah. May Allah make us to be one of those people. As we enter into this holy month, we're asking for forgiveness of all our shortcomings since the month of Rajab. And we're asking Allah to grant us the mercy to enter into this month clean and to cover all our wrongdoings and to make us to wake up to ourselves, make us to change, to become better ones for ourselves, for others, and for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah. May our Shaykh be on top of us. We're asking that His mercy reach to us and His himmat reach to us, inshallah, in this holy month, that we can carry what we're supposed to carry. ومن الله التوفيق والفاتحة. Inshallah. This much is anything else I wanted to say? Any question? Not today. You guys look very tired. So we didn't even enter the Ramazan. It's like everyone to drink coffee. Okay. Salam alaikum. I'll see you later. I may answer that tomorrow.